Here's your host, Alex Garrett.
I'm back, back in the New York groove. Back in the New York groove.
And as fans are making their way to Giants Fan Fest this evening, I've got a big fan of the New York Football Giants. In fact, he calls himself Giants Singh, Jasmeet Singh. He's not only going to be at Fan Fest tonight, but he also is going to be there for the entirety of the home slate for the 100th season. Jasmeet, thanks for joining me, and also thanks NR Media for making this connection. Jasmeet, thanks for joining me today.
Yep. So, hey guys, thank you, Alex, for having me on. Uh, it's great to be on the show. Yes, I do know Nathan for quite some time now. But yeah, so I'm a diehard Giants fan. I'm the first generation Giants fan, you could say, because my family is the family of immigrant. My dad and mom, like we all moved here in 2001, and that's when I was like literally like grew up in India at that time. Till that time, when I moved here, I didn't had like cricket was not a sport here. So I mean, I started watching baseball because of Yankees and stuff. But then football was like one of the sport that everyone used to play. My high school football team was good, Lodi Rams. So you know what? I wanted to know more about football. The temple I used to go to, everyone was a Giants fan there. All the kids growing up wearing Giants jerseys and like on Sundays at the practices. So I started watching football in their basement. And then that's when I started to know the sport and got in love with the sport. Uh, and then when Eli got drafted, that's when it was a totally different vibe in New York. Like, oh, we got a nice quarterback, Peyton's brother, all that stuff. That's when I got to read more about like what exactly these players are, what the things are. But then fast forward, when he won a Super Bowl, I was a casual fan till then. I mean, watching games here and there, but like, rocking my Giants like gear, Giants t-shirt or something. I didn't have jersey back then. I was waiting till, I didn't know why you wear jersey or do we wear jersey, But funny story. So, when Giants won the Super Bowl, that's when actually I became a diehard fan.
I understand that you actually were watching some games in the basement of your Sikh temple at the time. Tell us about that.
So so when I used to watch football in the basement, like like with bunch of my friends who grew up in a Giants families, that made me interesting. And then after that, when Eli got drafted, that there was a totally different vibe, in New York City. Uh, like the parents' brother is here. Eli is going to be the next Giants quarterback. All that. So all those good stories, good vibes. And I started watching Giants more often, more like with more interest. Uh, Fast forward to 2007. That's when we won the first Super Bowl. That's what converted me from a part timer, a fan of the New York Football Giants to like a diehard New York Football Giants. Since then, I have not missed a single game, either on TV or in the stadium, watching, rooting for them, crying with them, happy, excited with them. I have suffered or I've enjoyed every single moment uh, what this team has given me. 2011 Super Bowl, I've seen it, and now, I mean, all this drought, like all the stuff that we have, uh, I've been part of it, everything, so now Big Blue runs in me. Uh, when my older son was born, the first jersey he had was a Giants jersey. First shirt he had was a Giants shirt. His first photo shoot was a Giants photo shoot. Same thing I did with my little one who was born last year. He's 15 months now. Same thing. His first photo shoot was a Giants photo shoot. So yeah, so that's where I am. That's where my fandom is. I became a season ticket holder late because I used to go with my uncle to a few games. I used to go with my friends to games here and there because I was never a stadium person. Uh, it's not like I never watched the Giants. I always watched the Giants every single game, but not in the stadium. But then my son came up to me once and he said like, hey dad, like, he was 5 years old like 4 years ago. So that's when he told me that I want to go to the game, every single game, uh, in the stadium. So I was like, okay, it's time for me to, I guess, to buy season tickets. So I started with like 300 level, the cheapest ones possible, whatever was available. We sat there for a year, and he was like, Dad, I want to move down. He was pretty demanding. So I look around, whatever, like, even I wanted to move down, because upstairs, it's not like upstairs is not fun, but the games like, Eagles or like that, we're surrounded by like all Eagles fans because everyone sells their tickets. Um, Being in the stadium is a totally different vibe. I understood after year one. Now I'm going into my fourth year as a season ticket holder, full time, every single game, and I love being part of that Giants Big Blue family. Uh, at the tailgates, a couple of tailgates have accepted me. They welcome me every single week. They welcome my son every single week. We are the Sunday buddies basically on any given day, game day at home.
Tell us about the content you put out there supporting Big Blue.
Yeah, so content wise, I'm not like a big content creator. I'm not like a big analyst when it comes to like sports, like not like Talking Giants or like, or like giants like other giants like content creators that are out there authentic, you know. But I'm more into like a non-biased like Giants fan. I'm more of a fan than a content creator, you could say. I give my honest reviews. I give my review, but like I never go out and then analyze a player. So all my videos, all my things are like, about the Giants, like news about the Giants or something that's coming up, something to hyping up the crowd or hyping up like, my followers, but like, oh, hey, this is coming up. So if you've seen my last few posts, I'm talking all about this giant weekend that's starting tonight from the Fan Fest to the 5K run tomorrow going into the Giants home opener. So I'm going to all three of them. This was one of the weekend I was looking for starting when they first announced it. It's all over on my wall, all my social media channels. Uh, I try to give away tickets. I got some extra tickets from the fans who were not able to go. I still have some few leftovers for tonight. If someone that someone needs a ticket, uh, come to me and then I'll help them out.
For the Giants to put this caliber of an event on for free for their fans, what's that mean to you, Jasmeet?
Yeah, I mean, FanFest has always been free. They never charge, but it has never been this big. I mean, they started doing FanFest, I would say, if I'm not wrong, or what I know of, FanFest has been maybe 3, 4 years now. But the first Fan Fest was actually a pretty successful one just because they had a Giants practice, like the Giants offensive and defensive practice was on the field. So everyone actually saw the first live practice. After that, for a couple of years, it actually got
I
diluted.
understand. Yeah,
It
I
was more
understand. But
it was
actually,
more of like it was more like a fan show, like fireworks in there, a movie night last year, that kind of thing. So but this year they're actually not doing a practice either, but they're bringing all the legendary players on the field, the Giants 100, whoever's alive or whoever committed to come tonight. You're gonna see a whole lot of players out there, all the legends, plus some current players too that are in the building. So it's gonna be a very nice experience. I believe this is the first time they're doing a drone show. I've never seen it because of I guess they have the regulations around Teterboro Airport and Newark. So I guess this is the first time they're doing a drone show that I'm looking most forward to because that'll be a different experience. So that's why I'm taking both of my kids um, to have them experience this. Fireworks, we have seen it before. Last year at the and also at the draft party. But uh, but yeah, drone show is one of the best. I mean, one of the things that I'm most looking forward to, besides the panel discussions that they're gonna do it in the middle on the middle of the field, and the hundred players ceremony. There are a lot of things tonight.
for you to be a Giant season ticket holder, Jasmeet, Is that a legacy thing for you? Are you excited to eventually one day maybe pass these season tickets down to your kids? Is this a legacy thing for you?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, that's why I got this. I did not even waste like time to like, experience the like not being a season ticket holder versus being a season ticket holder. As soon as my son came to me, I I thought about it. I was like, you know what, it could be a great investment. Not money wise because, uh, Giants like charge PSL, right? So PSL is probably like an investment. Everyone thinks that as an investment, but if your team is not doing good, you probably not be able to. If you ever need to sell it, you will not be able to get the same money you back. So I didn't even think of that way because I know I'm actually, if I'm buying it, something for me right now, since I'm a first generation fan, I can definitely give this to my both sons and then they could take it from there. And I've seen that the people I talk to at the tailgate or people who sit next to me, they are generational fans and they tell me that their parents or their grandparents have
I understand.
given these tickets to them. So I mean that's a big thing. I'm happy that I'm part of such a big organization that wasn't started like 20, 30 years ago, but 100 years ago now. So I've seen, like, I've met people who are being fans of starting from day one, or their family is, and now they're carrying that tradition.
Am I right in saying that you were in the running to be Giants fan of the year?
So yeah, so it's pretty funny though. I don't know if I was nominated or not, but I mean, Giants never made it official, or they never told like anybody. But I don't know if they can do that. But when they announced that there's a fan of the year competition going on, they put one of my photo from the stadium on the flyer, and I was like, okay, well that's pretty, sounds pretty amazing. uh, and I took that opportunity, and maybe like if I reach out to my followers, I'm like, yeah, hey, I mean, Giants put me out there. Do you think if I deserve it, vote for me? And some people did reach out, came back to me, and they got excited. They were like, yeah, definitely the kind of work I do, for helping out, going out of the way, and all that stuff. Like, I don't want to say good things about me, like, like, but yeah, but so people see it, I guess, and they came to me, they asked me for the more information, and, like, when they wanted to vote for me. And that's where we are. I don't know what the vote count is and whatnot, but if I win, uh it will be because of each and every Giants fan, or some other teams fan, my family and friends, who have voted for me, and I'm so looking forward to that. Even if I don't win or someone else win, this is still Big Blue. Uh, I'm still gonna be a Giants fan. Like, we will try harder next year. Uh, and if you and I want to say that on your platform, like, if people who are listening, if you haven't voted and if you think I am the right candidate for it, uh, then please go ahead and vote for me on NFL.com.
Actually, Jasmeet, I'm going to actually post this link in the description below for SEO and for people to really vote for you here. So we're pulling for you here at the One Leg Up with Alex Garrett Sports Network. Now, I understand that you also know license plate guy and, of course, Nathan. You three are huge, giant content creators. Talk about your relationship with the license plate guy. Have you got to know Joe Ruback?
I mean, yeah, me and Joe are very good friends. I mean, Joe brought me into, when I started following the Giants very hard. He was the first guy I started following too. He's been doing this for years, and he's doing a heck of a job. I cannot be compared to him. I don't want to be, because he's him. He's at the another level. I mean, if you think in the Giants fan base, he should be fan of the year every year, because he's been doing tremendous job every year. He comes up with like different things, different stuff. Uh, and like no one can actually, I don't think of like anyone who can match him. Uh, I treat him as my big brother. I mean, I always call him like that, and like there are still things that I learned from him, things to do, things not to do. He always he thinks he treats me that way, and he always comes at me and gives me good advices, and I really respect that out of him. But yeah, I mean, overall, if you think both of us working together, uh, yes, we work together sometimes. Like we know we doing good for the community, for the Giants community, even for my Sikh community. I do some stuff. And if I need some help, I always reach out to Joe. Uh, Very nice guy. He never says no. Whenever he can help, he goes above and beyond to help any fan out.
I know Joe is very invested in the Giants and the Giants community through his charitable causes and those ways he does help Giant fans get to these games and even the training camp earlier in the summer. Speaking of training camp, you were there and you were there at the preseason games. Are the Giants ready to start their 100th season? Yes, we lost Saquon Barkley, but talk about where you think the Giants will be and what Giant fans can expect from what you've seen from training camp through the preseason, as well as the fact they unretired Ray Flaherty's number for wide receiver Malik Neighbors, who will certainly make a difference on this team, right?
I mean, we're talking about like losing a running back and getting a electric wide receiver. I mean, they're two different positions, right? There's definitely going to be two different play callings for both of those positions. Yes, I do understand. Daniel Jones have never got his wide receiver one, so things gonna do look different. Uh, but losing Barkley is also gonna hurt in some sort or the other because he was actually a good like running back, but his injuries and his loss of time on the field has drifted him away. Plus the price point, drifted him away from the Giants. It is what it is. But we couldn't find the true replacement of him, but we did find a good guy who can actually carry the ball, Devin Singletary.
Who's an NFL veteran, by the way, right?
Yeah, and he has also worked with Dayball in the past, so in the Bill during his time in the Bills. So he knows them. He knows what mindset Dayball carries. Uh, so yeah, so it will be a good combination. And this is a huge year for Daniel Jones. I mean, coming off of the ACL injury, uh, and being a one playoff game winning quarterback a year before that. 2022 was a huge year. That's why he got that contract. So I'm so looking forward to him. As long as he wears that Giants blue, I will always support, you know, that quarterback. Uh, People do say bad things about him, and whatnot. I mean, literally, from my point of view, he has never got like he may not be a great quarterback, but he's good enough to win some ball games, and that's what I really want him to do it this year. Uh, he got all the weapons he needed. He got all the protection he wanted. He got the defensive side of the ball is also very good, except the cornerback positions that we have. Uh, so yeah, so I mean, I'm so looking forward to this. We should have, I mean, like I said to other people as well. If prediction goes, then I'm thinking if all goes well, this team stays healthy, everyone connects. I do see us winning at least 8 to 9 games this year. Uh, I would definitely want a nine win season, because that will put us over 500, and that will definitely be a good sign coming what we were last year.
Does the rest of the NFC East look a little shakier than the Giants right now? I mean, is it possible the Giants are one of the more steady teams in the division?
I mean, you could say it that way, but I mean, Eagles are Eagles were missing a good running back. I mean, it's not like DeAndre Swift was a very good running back. He was a very good running back, but I mean, they needed that Barkley kind of like spark, and they got it. They're already very good in offensively. Yes, defensively they could be soft. Um, that will be a challenge that I really want to see. Uh, Cowboys, I don't know. I mean, they are known to choke in the end. In the playoffs. Like that kind of. I mean, they everyone knows their history. Dak has been Dak. He's probably good in the regular season, but but I don't know. They have the talent around it. Same thing. They have a talent around it. It just depends on how they execute it. Washington is a new team. I call them a new team right now just because they have a new manager, new owner, new even a new name on their field, uh, and new quarterback, new everything, right? So they may be a surprise. You never know because there's always that aura, right? Like the new team always impresses you the
Yeah,
most.
that's so
You know,
true.
so that could be it. Um, but with the Giants, I mean, there's going to be a tough competition. Vikings. If we open up home strong, that will put us into a good start. Not only a good start, but going into Washington, who's a fairly a new team, and I don't see myself coming out of that game not winning, and then or starting the season 2-0. After that is going to be our big questions with Cleveland, who's a playoff caliber team, and then Dallas after that at home.
What'd you think of the series Hard Knocks featuring, Brian Dable and Joe Shane and the way they've been operating the Giants team behind the scenes, really?
It was a good reality. It was a good reality show. Uh, I'm sure they knew the cameras were on. So there were a few things that they couldn't show and all that stuff. But it actually did from a fan perspective, from us, like we have never seen Giants behind the scenes like that. There are a lot of work. I mean, I would give, if I want to see all those people who were part of the scouting team, I would actually want to line them up together and then give them a, like, honor, like, because they did a heck of a job. What I see from that Hard Knocks is their effort to analyze each and every player, uh, to to make all those trips across the country. It's not easy, man. Like with the family in the back, like, and you're doing all that work in and out, and try to make this team a better competitive team. Uh, it was amazing done, amazingly done. Uh, I wish they would have touched a little bit more on McKinney. McKinney was like off the chart. Basically, they never covered it. I mean, like at one segment, they probably covered like where, okay, he's asking more money. Like, if he's getting somewhere else, okay, go. That kind of thing. But other than that, I mean, it was Barkley was like, Barkley. We knew it from day one. Like it's gonna be more on Barkley stuff. I'm surprised they did not touch anything on Wink Martindale departure. I guess they probably want to keep that behind the books. Uh, they want to show to everyone. Um, but overall, the other thing, I was very happy. Nothing nothing different. I mean, I see everything like the reality of like of how the football team is run. How Joe showed how he wants to run this football team.
Jasmeet, as a season ticket holder, who have you got to meet as far as Giants legends go?
So I have met Carl Banks. I mean, during the training camps, I've met a lot of people. Uh, Carl Banks. I've seen Phil Sims. If you talk about the legendary, like, legend players, Eli Manning came to one of our tailgate when he was doing a tailgate segment a couple of years back. That I couldn't see him face to face, but I was there, like, and I did see him, like, like getting in and out of the car. That's about it. But I've met Victor Cruz personally. David Tyree is a very good friend of mine. Like we talk more often. Um, the other person I really want to meet is LT. LT is on my list. Uh, he's I mean, I really want to. I've never seen him playing because I joined the Giants late, but I really want to. I really want to see him. LT is one of the best players that Giants have ever got. I've seen his videos when I was getting to know more about the Giants. LT was everywhere. If you search Giants best player of all time or Giants best defensive player of all time, LT always comes up in the front, and Giants just proved it too because the panel that they picked, the panel that picked the Giants top 100 players, LT's number one without any doubt. you know. So yeah, so those are the few things. And LT, what product he brings on the field was outstanding at that time. He was simply unguardable. Uh, we Giants have not got that kind of person. I mean, maybe a glimpse of that in Michael Strahan back in the days, but that's about it. LT is LT. Uh, no one was compared to him. Uh, so yeah, so that what makes me want to meet him personally and thank him, or maybe have a picture, and then I have his Super
Yes.
25 jersey that I really want him to autograph.
Eli Manning is certainly someone I have on my bucket list to meet. I would love to meet him at some point. Speaking of Eli Manning and legendary, the two Super Bowls that he won and the Giants won, just as you were starting to get into the Giants fandom here, what do those two Super Bowls mean to you, Jasmeet?
That means a lot. I mean, the me as a new fan at that time, seeing the team that I'm starting to love, winning two Super Bowls in within a span of 4 years. I mean, that was a dream come true. I mean, I see some franchises haven't even win one, or have only won and done, and winning and seeing them uh, winning two in front of my eyes. I mean, like that's a dream come true. And beating Patriots, who were the best team, actually undefeatable. Uh, in 2007, we ended their perfect season, and 2011 they were also very good, and we ended them again. Uh, it was just a dream come true. I mean, any true New York Giants fan would love to see that.
Well, Jasmine, I'll tell you the story for me is I got to know Tom Coughlin after that first Giant Super Bowl, or even before that. And he and his wife had us at a lot of games. The late Judy Coughlin had us at a lot of their games over the years. So we have a connection to that '08 team and that 2011 team. And, I just, I wear that Manning Super Bowl jersey proudly every time I put it on. I had to get it. It's just like,
Yep.
how can you not?
I
Um,
still I still have that 2007 Super Bowl jersey of Manning. That's my first jersey that I actually got. Remember I told you I never had a jersey before, and that was my first jersey that I bought from my pocket money uh in 2007 when Giants were going to the Super Bowl. Uh and that jersey I still have it. I don't wear it anymore because it's been done, but I still keep it because that's my memory
oh
from.
yeah, that's the jersey right there. All right, and by the way, real quick, as we're talking about this, did you love how parallel the two Super Bowls were? Because you have the Tyree catch, you have the Manningham catch in the second Super Bowl on the sideline. I'm like, this drive is identical to the way they won in '08. I don't know if you picked up on that comparison, but it was just amazing how similar it
Yep.
looked.
They were exactly. Yeah, no, I did when I looked at it, like, we the same amount of time. We had two Super Bowls back to back in 80s and 90s, and then the same thing in 2007 and 11. We had the same amount of time difference. Uh, and yeah, I mean, that's what history, that's what this rich history of this football team is. Uh, and I'm so looking forward. Uh, Hopefully, this team goes in the right direction, and we get to see more Super Bowls, and also my kids are able to see their first ever Super Bowl. Their team playing in that.
Well, Jasmeet, thanks for your time today, and hope to see you at the stadium one of these games this year. I know you'll be at every one of them, right? And even the tailgates of them.
Yep, I will be going every single home game. Planning to go to maybe one or two away games. I'm still working on the Germany trip. Uh, so that will be my away game. The things are not confirmed yet. If I go, I will be there. That's why I don't want to announce it just yet. Um, but yeah, I'll be there every single home game, for sure. If you are ever at the game, if you want to do tailgate, come see me at in parking lot D3, David
Okay.
3. That's where I am most of the time. Majority of the time, if I'm not there, then I usually tweet it out, like, what other, either if I'm not at T3, then I'm definitely at J18 after that, or one of the weeks. Those are two of my good ones. That's where I started my tailgating experience, from those two tailgates. Uh, so that's where I always go. But I'm always on the round. Other people invite me, and then I don't say no. For free sample foods and drinks. So I always go hang around, say hi to other fans, take pictures with other fans, because it's all about Big Blue family, uh, and the love that we give to each other. I'll definitely meet you in person one day. I'm so looking forward to this season. Let's go, Big Blue.
I'm back.